Man can only dream.
Welcome to the Fall 2017 Student Presidential Debate. Our candidates are Josh Donahoe of the Liberty Party, Nick Perkinson of the Federalist Party, Anthony Kleiner of the Populist Party, Jaden King of the Freedom Party, and Charlie Weiss of the Patriot Party. Each candidate will have a time to give their opening statements. We'll start with Anthony. You can do it there.
Hi, I'm Anthony Kleiner. Pretty much this whole election is basically just one big popularity contest. I don't like that at all. I'm here to show that I actually care. I genuinely care. I wasn't homecoming king. I'm not this big popular guy. I'm not that popular, but I do genuinely care about the students, and all of our platforms are pretty much similar. So what I would have to say is, for the people voting, choose who you personally think will take genuine account for your cares and your worries about the school. Thank you.
Very good. Josh.
Hey everybody, my name is Josh Donahoe. I represent my class as the presidential candidate from the Liberty Party. Here at the Liberty Party, we stand for our students' rights, and we just hope that when we leave today, we're making Brandon Valley a better place. Thank you.
Thank you, Josh. Nick.
Hello, BVHS students. My name is Nick, and I'm running for the Federalist Party for my class. I don't think it's necessarily all entire popular vote type deal. I mean, you're supposed to have fun. It's supposed to be a fun election. Not that you don't want to not care, but just have fun and pick who you want to pick.
Very good. Charlie.
Hello, students and faculty. My name is Charlie, and I am for the Patriot Party. I'm basically here to represent the students, be one of you guys. I want to be a leader, but I also want to be a listener, because I know all of you guys have great ideas, and I'm here to represent that. I look to the people on my left, and I see great people who have the abilities to do everything they can, and I think that no matter what happens, BVHS will be in great hands.
Thank you, Charlie. And Jaden.
Hi, Brandon Valley High School. My name is Jaden King of the Freedom Party. I'm pretty much just here to voice your concerns also. I don't want to be, leading everybody, making shots. I want to be the voice in which you can talk through. I want to be the guy, your friend, somebody you can go to at a time of worry, anytime that you want something done right. I want to be that leader that you can kind of count on. Unlike a lot of people, I also want to see this as something more than a popularity contest or something that people just kind of strive for this year. This is something I've wanted since I was a freshman, something that I've always kind of wanted to do, and I've always seen the great leaders before me kind of make promises and never fully fulfill them. I want to be the man that part of my platform and a part of everybody else's platform makes changes to this school. Thank you.
Very good. Okay, I will ask each of you a different question to begin with. Nick, we'll start with you. All of the candidates here have ideas that would make the school more enjoyable. However, the goal of high school is to prepare students for the next step in their lives. What would you do to prepare students for the educational challenges that BV grads face after graduation?
Well, I think my platform offers a number of classes that would do that, such as self-defense classes. We actually have a out-of-high-school class that is supposed to pay for college, like taxes, like doing stuff on your own, just being outside of school and without your parents and stuff. So we have a bunch of classes that help you do that.
Okay, very good. Jaden, this question is for you. In these presidential elections, candidates often make promises that they don't deliver. Over the years, the students of Brandon Valley have been promised open lunch, more parking, the end of semester tests, and yet none of those have occurred. Why should voters believe you when you say that you will deliver on your campaign promises?
Honestly, I think it just comes with, you need a great leader in office, somebody that's going to get some stuff done. I feel like a lot of people just go for the race, make a bunch of promises, just get into office. Once they're there, they don't really care. It's something that they just kind of give up on, and at that point, they're not listening to the people that they represented. That's not going to be me. I genuinely care. I've shown that through this whole election. I'm going to be there for you, and I'm also going to fulfill everything that I promised. I'm not the type of guy to make a promise or set something in your head and then just completely wipe it away. So everything under my platform will be there next following semester, hopefully. If not, next year you can look forward to all the great improvements that I have to offer to Brandon Valley.
Okay, thank you. Josh. The most recent polling has Anthony as a front runner in this election. You, however, are currently at the bottom of many of those polls. With only a week left before the election, how do these polls affect how you will campaign? And secondly, what can you say to the voters to win their support?
Well, really, I don't know. If you look to this past actual presidential election, the polls were all wrong, you know, coming into the 2016 Trump versus Hillary Clinton, you know. CNBC had Trump at 30% chance of winning, and now he's our current president. So I'd just like to say that I'm going to keep doing what I've been doing, and that sometimes the polls are wrong. I know that I have voters out there, and I respect you guys. Thank you.
Very good. Charlie. What do you feel is the biggest issue facing Brandon Valley in the near future? And how will you help Brandon Valley prepare for that particular issue?
I really think the biggest issue right now is individualism. I think that the students that come here always think, or they want something, they want to do something that they really can express their feelings in, and there's not really an outlet for them to do that in all the time. So I really want to express, if you have something you want to do, if you have a dream, if you have a hobby that you want to put your life into, I say we go for it. And if you want to start a club on this, or if you want to go, say, on a field trip to a museum because you want to learn about something, or you have a desire to do something with your life, I say BVHS should be the outlet to do it.
Very good. Anthony, two of the campaigns did not get a second commercial in on time. Your campaign was one of those. How can you expect the voters to trust that you will accomplish your goals that are on your platform if you haven't met your goals within the election?
Yeah, well, basically what happened with that commercial is I was told, I was actually on a college visit during that time, but I was told from my media part of my platform that they had sent it in, but there were technical difficulties in opening it, and so they had to resend it, but at that point it was too late. But either way, it would still, I'm still going to take that hit. I'm going to say that could be my fault because we should have checked and we should have been there. And that is a thing that I can say I'm sorry for. But a thing that you can all look at me for is I'm willing to step up when I make mistakes. I'm willing to show, I'm willing to take the hit. I'm willing to say, you know what, I messed up, now let's move forward. And I can do that with the students too. Students aren't perfect here, and people are going to make mistakes, and I can be the president that's going to help pick you up, and we can move forward together.
Very good. All right, this next question is to all of you. So each of you will get a chance to answer it in turn. Of all the ideas that you have listed on your platform, which is the best? Which is the idea that you would give the highest priority to if you were chosen president, the one that you would be the first to implement? And Anthony, we'll start with you.
Well, my platform is a big stance. We are very against bullying, but one of the main things I would think is extending the amount of college visit days. There are a lot of important things on my platform, but I think this one we should be quick to add because people are, I don't think it's okay for people to be missing, for people to have to take semester tests or have to be risking taking semester tests just because they're going to visit college. Like, for example, I was gone for the past week or so in LA doing college visits, doing auditioning for scholarships in LA, and I had to use up all of my college visit days, so therefore I now have to write an appeal so I can maybe not take semester tests, and I don't think that's right. you're trying to excel in your future. You're trying to see what you're going to do in your life, and you're almost getting punished for that.
Okay, very good. Josh, which idea of yours would be the number one priority?
So in my platform, we've stated that when you get your MacBook, you'll get a set of headphones and a wireless mouse. And I think that that is our number one, because it's kind of like a small thing and you might not really think about it as a huge improvement, but some people have a really hard time, like if they don't have the money to buy a good set of headphones, but like that'd be a hard thing for a student to do, is like spend money that they want to spend on like going out to eat or something with their friends, but instead we're going to pay for their own headphones, and those are going to be like the nice Apple headphones that you get when you purchase like an iPhone or an iPad or something like that. And that way, every student is going to have the opportunity to have like good sound quality for their whole high school career. And I find myself forgetting headphones at home a lot because I don't have a set of headphones that are just for my computer. You know, so I think it's really going to be something that improves the student life. And after you graduate, you get to keep your headphones, but you don't get to keep the mouse because those are expensive.
Okay, very good. Charlie, what would be your highest priority issue?
I think my highest priority is the way we choose on whether or not you should take semester tests. I think the amount of days you're gone shouldn't be based on how much you understand the educational material that you're learning. I say it should be based on the grades. So say you are a freshman through a senior and you have an A or a B in that class, and the teacher says that they think that you don't have to take semester tests because you understand the material. I think that is much more understandable and logical than saying if you missed a certain amount of days, then you have to take semester tests, especially for upperclassmen, because no matter what or how many days you missed, it could be for a good reason. Or say you're too sick and you can't come to school, that shouldn't be a reason you have to take semester tests. Even though you understand the material and you literally could not make it to school, I don't think that's a good reason to have to take tests.
Thank you, Charlie. Jaden, what's your number one issue?
My number one issue under my platform, it seems kind of broad, but I'll touch on it a little bit here, is just student happiness overall. I want everybody in Brendan Valley High School to feel accepted and valued. Now, one way I'm going to bring about that happiness, and one thing I'm going to touch on here, is just the scuba service. Absolutely. Our whole class came up with it. I thought it was the greatest idea ever. Being able to have carpooling for students along with scuba snacks, being able to bring absolutely anything and everything that you'd want to eat to you during lunch throughout your school day. I feel like that will kind of influence more openness, more optimism through our school, because everybody's going to be well fed and just in a great mood.
Thank you. And Nick?
I think my biggest running campaign is to get that rec room into the old gym. I play a lot of sports outside of school during the summer and stuff like that, just not really school sports, and we never have any place to play after dark or anything to do really in Brandon. It's a small town, so I think opening this, especially in the summer, would really just bring in a lot of people, get people familiar with each other, make some new friends. I mean, nothing wrong with that, so I think that's mine.
Very good. All right, this next question will go to all of you too, and we'll ask for kind of a brief answer on this to make sure we have plenty of time for other things. Campaigns are oftentimes inaccurate. Have there been any accusations or claims that have been made against you in this campaign by any of your opponents that you would like to respond to? Let's start with Charlie.
Well, I mean, there's an elephant in the room. Let's get it over with. There was a video released of me saying, I do not care about the long run of this election. That was at the very beginning of this election, and I think over the past couple weeks, I've grown so much to the extent of caring about the BVHS students and caring about what I can bring to this platform. I really think that listening to the students in the past couple weeks, talking to students, talking to my class, and realizing that there's a lot more that I can do, I think that's made me grow up a lot and realize how much potential that I actually have and how much I really do care about this election. I think it could bring so much more to Brandon Valley High School than I realize.
Very good. Jaden.
One of the only accusations, I haven't had many that were, actually true, but I guess one that I'll touch on is not having a lifeguard in the pool area. We're definitely going to have a lifeguard. It was listed in our platform there. to have jobs in the aquatic center. Those include lifeguarding along with, maintenance. I just want to make sure that nobody's going to drown. I care about absolutely everybody at this school, and I couldn't bear to have something like that under my name.
Very good. Nick?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Have there been any accusations or claims made against you that you feel were unfair or inaccurate that you would like to address?
Haley. I threw some shade at Haley, and people have been coming down on me on that for saying that she wants to get rid of cross country. That's absolutely not true. We had to pick some sports that we would get rid of, and it was just the lowest number of people. And I mean, she didn't support that 100%, but I just wanted to clear her name out of the way. So.
Very good. Josh?
So there's really not been a lot of negative stuff about my campaign put out, but there was one video where it showed a guy falling off of a roof, and then it had my name right after that, and I didn't really like that. But I'd like to point out that the golf course that we're putting on the roof is going to have fences around it, and you'd have to jump over a fence to fall off of the roof. That's about it.
Okay, very good. And Anthony?
There really hasn't been many accusations. The only one I can think of is that my platform doesn't have enough words on it, which really isn't an accusation. I mean, it's all substantial. There's the words, the amount of words don't mean anything. All the stuff is there. It just shows the changes I'm going to make. It's a full platform. I was just trying to make it easy to read, but I guess it's not good enough.
All right, very good. All right, here's a point in the election, or in the debate, where you can ask questions to each other. So we'll start, you can ask whoever you want. If you don't believe they answered the question well enough, you can ask for a follow-up, but we'll limit the questions to a certain length here. Nick, you can ask the first question.
All right, I'm going to call out Jaden here for a second. So, when we recorded that video of Charlie, were you using a cell phone?
Absolutely.
And was that during class?
No, it was right before class.
Before class, but still in the classroom?
Yeah, under Anderson.
Okay. If I recall, I think Dr. Talcott didn't want cell phones in the class at all. Do you have anything to say about that? Or?
I guess the only thing that I'd have to say is I've been really following the characteristics of my platform, and within my own platform, I'm allowing kind of cell phones, especially before class. I know he doesn't want them in class, but I feel like that's more during class, not during the time that most kids are in the hallways. And I guess regarding that video, it wasn't that long ago. So I'm getting closer to, I guess, seeing myself in office, so I'm just kind of starting to implement my own platform.
But you're not there yet. It's still Dr. Talcott.
I understand.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Charlie, you can ask the next question.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about Scoober. The Uber platform for driving cars, especially teenagers, I don't know if I would trust another teenager, especially as someone that I don't know, in my car driving it around, especially if it's some sort of valet. I think I would want someone that I know would be trustworthy in my car. How are you going to take these parameters to find teenagers that we can trust?
That's where the general, I guess, looking into my platform comes into play. It would be more, you're able to check, the person, you're able to definitely see your own friends. It's more pointed towards having groups of friends be able to drive each other to school, and then whoever's driving them getting paid, essentially, for the gas, and maybe a little bit paid because they have to wake up a little bit earlier in order to do that. Obviously, we're not going to throw you in a car with someone that you don't know. We wouldn't want you to feel uncomfortable. That's not any part of this.
Okay, Jaden, you can ask the next question.
Oh, all right. Hey, Anthony. Now, you're a wonderful person. I think you're a great singer. You can act, but that's the problem. I'm really scared that because you're such a great actor that maybe you're being centerfold as some sort of face for your platform, and you're really not the man behind the bear, as it says on your platform there. You're just kind of a big act. How can you ensure us that that's not it? And please be sincere.
Oh yes, Jaden. Weren't you in the fall play?
I definitely tried the fall play, but I definitely didn't have a major role, and I felt, I couldn't mislead people that much. I just wanted to have a little bit of fun for my senior year.
Okay. Well, I am a great actor. I do pride myself on being a pretty decent actor. But that also means I'm good at communicating. Acting means you're good at talking to people. You're comfortable in front of people. And that's pretty much, it's just public speaking with emphasis. So, meaning I can talk to crowds, I can talk about my campaign and not be too timid. And it shows that I'm not really that much of a timid person. I'm willing to go out there, be outgoing, and talk to people and make changes. I have to personally learn the lines of a 2-hour show, and that just shows how much dedication, how much work I'm willing to put in to something that I care about. And I can genuinely say I care about this election.
I guess that's another point that scares me. You're able to learn the lines of a 2-hour show, then can't you memorize a script?
I can, but I cannot know what questions you're about to ask me.
Okay, let's move on. Anthony, you can ask the next question.
Sweet. I don't really have any put down any questions more. I'm just curious. Hey, Nick. So I understand you have a lot of ways to pay for a lot of fundraising, like building phones or repairing phones. But I personally don't think that'd be enough money for unlimited Buffalo Wild Wings. How do you plan on paying for the wings?
Well, we're also going to have a rummage sale, and it can be done in the commons. We can get all the students in there, anybody who wants to be a part of it. I mean, I think we can rack in some pretty major dough there. I don't know. Yeah. All right.
Okay. Josh, your question.
All right, I have a question for Jaden King regarding his valet service. So it was somewhat vague in the wording on your platform, so I don't really have a pinpointed question. But I'd just like to wonder how you're going to deal with car insurance and other people driving your car, because every student is going to have a different type of insurance, from liability to full coverage, and a lot of different insurance providers have different rules and regulations for who drives your car. Like specifically, my insurance, I can have anybody drive my car as long as they have a license in the state I'm in. So how are you going to deal with that when people have different insurance with different rules?
Well, kind of stated, I guess not in my platform, but something that just is implied in any Valley parking lot is there's full coverage in the lot. That's something that maybe you would need for your golf course there. Just something that I guess really needed to be implemented in our parking lot, because I mean, just think of all the accidents that happen throughout the year. I want to be able to help the students of Brandon Valley, even if it's not our fault.
So, to follow up, would you have the students pay for the full coverage in the parking lot, or is the school? And if the school's paying for it, how do you intend to raise enough money to insure 1,000 people's cars?
Not insure 1,000 people's cars, insure the parking lot. Just like any sort of casino or anything like that has valet parking, they insure the parking lot so that that person, that complete stranger that gets in your car, is insured as soon as they drive it away. Anyways, how I'd end up paying for this, it's all listed in my platform, but we can go over some of it. First of all, scuba service. Second of all, we have community work, which would bring in money for the school. That would be things such as students going out, getting a job through the school, and the school being paid partly because of that job, but the student also being paid a full wage as well.
So then the employer, what's the motivation for an employer to pay both a student and the school?
We would be charging the customer, so if we went out and raked leaves, right, we would charge them maybe $15 an hour, pay the student $10 an hour, which is still a really good wage for raking leaves. Then the person that's getting that work would be paying the school.
So as a homeowner, why would you ever pay somebody $15 an hour when you know $5 is going to the school? When you could just ask the student, hey, if you do this without the school, I'll give you $12 an hour. Save $3.
The same reason that any good fan of Brandon Valley, and I mean fan in Brandon, comes to our games and supports our fundraisers. It's just supporting the school, and I feel like Brandon definitely has the backing. And I put a lot of faith in our community. We have a great community in Brandon.
I agree that we have a great community.
We'll go another question here. Charlie, you can ask the first question this round.
So, Nick, I want to ask a question for you. For the end of semester tests, you want to bring Buffalo Wild Wings to the school. I guess it's on everyone's minds, just the health concern of bringing that many wings to the students of BVHS.
I'm definitely not trying to force Buffalo Wild Wings down their throat. I mean, it's an option. If you want to have some B-dubs, you can have some B-dubs, but I mean, my platform isn't really based on a healthy food diet or anything like that. It's just, who doesn't love B-dubs? First of all, and I mean, if you want to eat some wings, you can eat some wings after a long test, long day, hard work, so.
Okay, very good. Anthony, you can ask a question.
All right. So, Josh, I'm curious. First of all, I looked at your platform, and we have very similar stances on a lot of things. But if you're cutting Saturday school, how would you be able to discipline? How would the school be able to discipline students?
I think that at Brandon Valley we have a very good infrastructure, such as like in-school suspension, out-of-school suspension, and I think that we could save money by eliminating Saturday school and not having to bring staff in on a Saturday, and that way we end up saving money. And even if you are punished, you get like in-school suspension, out-of-school suspension, or like detentions before and after school. So I think that eliminating that saves the school costs, but still gives us the ability to punish students for wrongdoings.
Okay. Josh, you can keep the microphone because you have the next question.
Okay, I have a question for Charlie. So it states in your platform that you're going to remove the lockers in the school. How are you going to pay for removing the lockers? And then you say you're removing the lockers, but then you're putting lockers back in so that students can rent them. Why are you making students pay for something that you're removing?
So in the main hallways, kind of by the freshman wing, those are all lockers that are used by, I believe, seniors, correct? The lockers down the freshman wing?
Juniors and seniors, I think.
We've asked a lot of people, and we just see that the lockers are not being utilized at all. There are some lockers being used, especially by athletes or people who want to use their lockers for things that are school-related, but we just don't see a lot of lockers being used. So we think that taking the lockers out and keeping a section of lockers, possibly down by Terpstra's room, that you could rent out if you really did want to use them, it would raise money for the school, and people who wanted to use lockers would be able to use them. They're not completely being taken out of the school. We just want to save space from people who aren't using the lockers, because we know that space could be used for walking down hallways, keeping space and keeping safeness down the hallways.
You didn't really address why you're having students rent the lockers, and also if students, some students don't really use their lockers because they're not very accessible, i.e. the ones down by Terpstra's room. Why are you making it so that less people are going to use their lockers by putting it down all the way by Terpstra's room?
Well, I mean, raising money is, of course, in my platform, but we talked about having, say, the clubs of the school doing fundraisings and doing not entirely a carnival, but setting up booths so that you can fundraise for the school, the club, etc. So we know we would take some money from that and use it towards the lockers. Taking the lockers out and putting them down by Terpstra's room, we think that the students that use the lockers wouldn't necessarily be too hindered by going down to Terpstra's room and using them, just because we know that what they're using the lockers for may be, yes, a couple books or something, but we know that it'll most probably be used for coats, athlete wear, etc. So we don't think that during the school day the lockers will be used entirely by all the students.
Okay, thank you. Nick, you can ask the next question.
Charlie, why don't you keep that microphone there? You of all people sitting up here know that rumors spread pretty fast.
Entirely, yes.
So, you wanted to add a combination lock for all the doors?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and how hard do you think it would be for somebody maybe trying to get into the school when they're not welcome to get a combination from a student, or find it on the ground if somebody wrote it on the ground, or like just something like that? How would you prevent anything from happening?
Well, I guess we didn't go really in depth in my platform, but I can talk about it a little bit now. The combination locks are going to be your student identification numbers, and then you're going to have to, just like the entrance to the office during the middle of the school day, you're going to have to ring a doorbell, and there will be a camera in front of that door that like Lynn would use, and she would have to see who it is and accept that, like press the accept OK or OK button that opens or unlocks the door for you. So there's going to be a combination code that you have to enter, which is your student ID, and then the camera, which Lynn is going to have to see that you're trying to get in and then unlock the door for you. So it's not just going to be a simple code and then the door is unlocked.
Well, you never stated that in your platform, so I apologize for that. But
No problem.
you're trying to make Lynn have some extra jobs to do, or
I don't.
you don't think she's busy enough already?
No, I completely understand she's busy enough already, and I appreciate that. But I don't think that there's going to be a large enough rush of students at one time to make it a lot of extra work for her. Or we could have, Officer Lingen, whoever's available at that time, to be like not be watching the cameras, but get a notification whenever a camera is trying to be, or a door is trying to be unlocked or accessed.
I think we have a great system as it is, and I don't think it really needs to change. You just make a lot more jobs and a lot more responsibilities for everybody to either mess up or.
I guess
have some extra work.
in the winter, it's just harder for students to have to try to get into a door, and say the door is locked, they have to walk all the way around to school to one of the open doors to get in. And especially in the winter when it's cold or when it's snowing and it's hard to get in, I really think those accessible doors would be a lot better for the students.
Okay. Jade, you have the next question.
My question goes out to Josh here. Josh, I'm just kind of scared on the fact that you want to remove semester tests. That sounds great, and I mean awesome, to everybody at Brandon Valley. But under your platform, I don't think that you have enough funding to, one, cut most of the federal funding we get from the scores on those tests, and two, it just takes away the reputation of the great students that work really hard to get those test scores and just prove themselves. I mean, we are one of the best schools in the nation, and you want to pull that away from us?
Specifically, I'm just going to ask you to clarify your question. Why do you think that federal funding depends on semester tests?
Our federal funding comes from our test scores. It's pretty stemmed from that.
Standardized test scores, like the SAT and the ACT. I'm not taking away the opportunity to take the SAT or the ACT. I'm just saying that students who don't want to take semester tests don't have to take them to get class credit at Brandon Valley. So like the U.S. World News Report, like how they ranked us as one of the top ones in the nation, is they ranked us by our standardized test scores, like the PSAT, SAT, and ACT, and then they used our average GPA. So taking away semester tests would not affect that.
But wouldn't it leave us less prepared when it comes to the ACT, SAT? That's more where I was targeting. Because we wouldn't have the preparation every year for those tests.
Well, we do have a great ACT and SAT prep course, and I think that would offer more opportunity for people to go into that, because they don't have to study for semester tests then. They can study for SATs and ACTs, which are entirely different than semester tests, because the SAT and the ACT are over a wide variety of subjects, and semester tests are only one subject. And like the teachers regulate their semester tests entirely by themselves, and the government, or not really the government, but College Board regulates the SAT, and ACT Incorporated regulates the ACT.
Are those courses listed in your platform as a class, or is that talking about Lovern's after-school class? Because I'm not sure if a lot of people would attend that.
Well, that'd be Lovern's after-school class. And I also think this would push more students into Lovern's after-school class, and that way we can get a little bit more money brought back into our school.
Okay, we're going to move on to the next question. This question will come from me. I will give each of you a chance to answer the exact same question. And we're going to start, let's go with Nick first. Nick, what personal talent or skill do you possess that your opponents do not? And how would that skill or talent make you a better president than them?
Well, honestly, I think I'm easy to talk to. I'm a nice guy. I'm funny. I mean, a lot of personal traits. I think. I mean, a lot of these people have, but I just feel like I have an easy face, easy person to talk to. So, I just think I can listen to your problems and respond very truthfully, and yeah.
Very good. Charlie, same question.
Well, I think there are a couple of things that best qualify me for this presidency. One, I'm in theater, again, like Anthony, so I know how to act in front of a crowd. I know how to perform well. Two, I'm in business clubs, so I know how to properly handle businesses or schools or money fundraising, etc. 3, you know, I've grown up in a family where my dad is a talk show host on the radio, so I very well how to communicate, you know. He has taught me how to convey the message across to the people that are listening to me.
Very good. Josh.
I would like to point out that I am not an actor, and this is one of the first times I've ever been up on this stage in my high school career. So I'm just going to say that I think I'm a very honest candidate, and I think that I'm the best candidate because I possess like qualities like I'm the president best buddy, so I know how to lead something. And I was elected homecoming king, but I was only homecoming king for 3 seconds or something like that. But you know, I think I just am. I possess the qualities of a good leader. And I also know the difference between semester tests and standardized tests.
Very good. Jaden?
I think it's just my past that kind of fully puts me in this position to definitely lead our school. Every job that I've ever had, I've quickly excelled to the top and always been the leader of that job, been able to fully assess situations and fix any problems. On top of that, I like to be humble. I like to be honest. The person I was before this campaign is the person I am now, is the person I am after this campaign. Even if I lose, I'm not going to change. I'm not going to stop saying hi to everyone, being friendly. Definitely just think it comes from my honesty, my humbleness, and my willingness to just stem out and talk to absolutely anybody.
Very good. And Anthony?
Well, really, I think everybody here are very talkable people. I mean, we could all have a conversation with a tree for all that matters. Like, we are very good people to talk to, all of us. We're all good leaders. We all know how to step up and be the man in charge. So pretty much me, I'm just like everyone else. My past, you know, I grew up in Department of Defense military schooling. I know how to make friends. People come and go every 2-3 years. I know how to make friends. I was student council president at my old school in Germany. So I do know how to lead, but a lot of these other people know how to lead as well. So it's really, for the voters out there, vote for who you really think is going to take your concerns into mind and not just going to blow it off like how the past presidents have.
Very good. All right, we are to the end of the debate, so we'll do the closing statements here. The order we'll go in closing statements are Jaden, Charlie, Nick, Anthony, and Josh. Jaden, you can go first.
I just want to thank everybody's time here for giving up a great debate and really being there for this. On top of that is everybody else's time watching. Thank you for giving out your time, your consideration, and your effort. I also just want to further state that maybe you need to, that it's about the great leading of Brandon Valley, and it's about who you would further think that is the best in this candidacy. I believe that there's a lot of great leaders up here, and it's up to you to just choose the best.
Charlie.
Well, students, I mean, we've sat up here for, I don't know how long we've been up here. I could stand up here forever. It's been fun. I think that listening to all of our platforms and answers to the questions, you can see that we have a good grip on our platform and we have a good grip on this candidacy. And I say, whoever you think is best fit for you, you should vote for. I mean, of course, I would want you to vote for me, but that's to everyone here. Everyone wants them to vote for them. It's a competition, but it's a friendly competition. It's a fun competition. We're here to make the school better, but we're also here for a fun time. So we want to make it as fun for you guys, as safe for you guys, and as educational for you guys. Vote for Charlie.
Thank you. Nick.
Well, guys, it's been fun. I think they've all learned a lot about each one of us, and I think we've learned a lot about each other also. So, vote who you want to vote for me, whatever. I mean, it's whatever. If you vote for me, you can have some B-dubs, some garlic wings. So, yeah.
Very good. Anthony.
Pretty much the same thing everybody else has been saying. It's been fun. It's a good time. It's a blast being up here, being able to talk to these guys. Everybody here are close personal friends of mine, and I would trust everybody on this stage with a leading position. And of course, I want you to vote for me. Of course, I do believe that I would be the best leader, but I'm me. I kind of have a biased opinion. So vote for who you think is going to stand out to you. Vote for who you think their platform works for you. So, yeah, don't be a whiner, vote for Kleiner. Anything to say, Cap? No, he's good.
And Josh.
Yeah, thank all you guys for your time today. I'm glad that we got this opportunity to discuss the problems that Brandon Valley faces and the best solutions for them. I really hope that today I got a good chance to shed some positive light on my platform and to show the school why the Liberty Party is the best option. Thank you to all those people out in teams that are taking time out of your day to watch this. And remember, oh my gosh, vote for Josh.
Very good. And that concludes the 2017 fall presidential debate.